Hello, everyone. I've got Ross on the line now. Yes, Rob, you had a question?
Oh, there we are. Am I on now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, was this the beginning of the question and answer, or did I join the end of it?
No, we are still active.
Okay. I'm just wondering if the topic of the use of biochar in soils as a way to retain nutrients over the years has been broached. Hello, Jim or Ross?
Hello.
Now, do you want me to use the phone, or do you want me to, or can you hear me right through my computer?
Please use the phone, Ross.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll use the phone. So the question was on biochar. Certainly, biochar would be a realistic way to reduce soil. There's certainly no doubt about that. When I still work with Alberta Agriculture, we'd actually proposed to do a study. Well, not in just Alberta, but in Saskatchewan as well. It could be a cooperative study, but our bosses wouldn't let us do it. So, and then I retired 7 years ago, and then to be honest, I'm not sure if there's been any biochar work in Alberta. It's certainly a very option. But, to be honest, I'm not sure where.
Well, we're doing a field study with Sask Polytech in near Prince. Near St. Albert.
Today, I really wanted to focus on soil test and soil test interpretation today.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. So maybe it'll come up in future sessions.
To be honest, next week, Dr. Jeff Shuno is going to be talking about manure application, and he was one of the people who had been involved in that biochar research that was going to take place in Saskatchewan. So if you want to talk about biochar, I need to wait until Jeff Shuno's presentation next week when he's talking about manure, and perhaps he'll include some biochar in his talk as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dr. McKenzie. I have to leave right away, so I'm sorry. I'm appearing and disappearing. So thank you, Brad. Take care.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for your patience.
Okay. Bye-bye.
How many people were actually signed in to listen to the talk?
So, Ross, we had 76 people attending the talk today, and there was some issues getting started. I believe the number of people caused some slowdown in the platform. But excellent presentation. Really enjoyed it, Ross.
Well, hopefully it was okay. And I'm not used to speaking to groups anymore or things like that. So I noticed I was stuttering, or not stuttering, but lots of ums and ahs along the way, which I didn't like to hear. But with a lot of practice, I guess that's what I'll blame it on.
Oh, I think it was really good, and I think regardless of what presentation anyone's doing, they tend to use those safe words.
Can you hear me, Ross? It's Rob then.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Rob.
Yeah, it took me a while to get my sound kind of sorted here. Sorry. I enjoyed that, Ross.
Well, it was okay. I was telling Brad, I decided about a year and a half ago I wouldn't speak publicly anymore, and so I don't speak as well as I used to. So
I think it was great. I think it was well paced. I was just one comment I was going to make, Ross. I noticed when I was digging into the ANL lab reports, the testing that they do in the lab there, and they actually for micros they use. I think they use it's the Bray. It's certainly not the DTPA for. And I might be using the wrong initials there, but it's not the same testing procedure for the micro. So it's kind of interesting, and I was able to kind of, do some cross-reference to compare, work that's been done to correlate the DTPA to, I think it's the bray, the weak bray that they use for their micros there when they report a level. So that was one of the things that kind of tripped me up there one time, but I'm not sure that was the case on that one. I'd have to go back and look, but
I'd be curious to know more about that because, as far as I'm aware, the metal micronutrients, all labs use EDTA, and I'm not aware of any lab that uses the bray method or any other method for the metal micronutrients. And boron is typically done with hot water. Chloride is done with just water. But any lab.
It may have been. I have to go back and look at my notes on that, Ross, and I'll send that to you here after the fact. I was a little surprised too that they weren't using the same
I know some
extraction procedures. So.
Melic 3 is kind of the universal extractant, and they will extract PKS, calcium, magnesium, and the metal micronutrients, but they can't extract nitrate because there's nitrate in the extraction solution. Especially in the southern U.S. There's been some discussion about trying to bring that into Canada, but then you have to redo all of the soil test calibration. I'm not sure how that would work out.
Yes.
In Alberta, when we have nobody to do soil testing work, these are shorting anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was one comment there I see from one of the agronomists there, Brad.
Oh yes,
I don't know if you can see that, Russ. Yeah.
Regarding boron, would you like me to read it to you, Ross?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is from Keith Stinn of Maximum Yield Ag Consulting Limited. He mentions that if your test is low in boron and you apply boron and don't get a response, apply more. Well, people don't understand that soil texture really impacts boron application. Is that the question you're referring to, Rob?
Yeah.
And that's because typically on deficiency, if you do run into one, odds are it's going to be on soil. Again, you'll run into that medium or a number of years ago. We only had one field. That was sunflowers, and nothing. We had low soil tests, and that was really the time when we really recognized the fact that it's a problem with this. And we use water soluble tests really over the years hasn't. And as we see boron testing deficient, very rarely, there's been a lot of work done, very rarely do we see a response to boron. And that's really where my concern comes in, is that we're actually using a test that this doesn't really seem to work in that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't put a lot of faith in the boron soil test to really predict when we need it. And so as a result, usually what I suggest to farmers is if your soil test appears to be low, maybe try doing some test strips, because odds are, based on the work that's been done, just by us, but by a lot of other people, odds are you're not going to get a response. And so I would suggest doing replicated test strips in your field if you get a response. And if you can, great, but if you don't, that would probably be what I would expect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the point that that's always making is that your texture is important. If you're in a loam or clay loam soil and you have a low soil test for boron, to be honest I really wouldn't worry about it. If you're on a very sandy soil, that's maybe when I'd be trying to do some test strips and find if it may be needed or not.
Sounds good.
If you have any questions, you can also post them in the chat as well. And Ross, it appears we have a question from Jack Payne. And he says, Ross, what is your opinion of the Mulder's chart of nutrient interactions? Any key interactions we need to consider?
That's right. You're going to have to.
Sorry, Ross, your audio cut out just for a moment.
Now, the chart looks like he's going to refresh my memory now. Can Jack actually ask the question?
Oh, Jack, Ross was just wondering if you could refresh his memory on the Mulder's chart of nutrient interactions, if you're able to join us with the audio option as well.
Can you hear me now, Brad?
Yes.
I can hear you, Jack.
Hey, Ross. Mulder's chart, that's the one that's got all of it's the circle with the nutrients on the outside and arrows pointing in like 50 different directions, you know, that phosphorus influences this one. And, you know, it's a very complex diagram, looks very intimidating, you know, shows multiple interactions. What are your thoughts on that? And can you cut to the chase on something like that?
It's the one I'm thinking of.
Ross, we're having some audio issues on your end.
Okay, can you still hear me on my phone?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Unfortunately, where I am right now in BC, I don't have great cell reception. But hopefully, Jack, you can still hear me. But
Got you now.
If it's the chart I'm thinking of, it was very convoluted, and it didn't really give a real good sense, in my opinion, of the real world, at least as it represented Western Canada. And sometimes a lot of these charts are made up from the might. They're okay for other regions of the world, but I didn't really think that they were very applicable to Western Canada, if I remember the chart correctly. Is that what you remember, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's that one that's very complex looking. It's that circle. It's got all the nutrients around the outside edge, and then has arrows pointing in multiple different directions, crisscrossing, looking at the different interactions, and very complex, very intimidating chart.
I think we're thinking of the same one. I wouldn't put. It's certainly not something I'd ever show to farmers. It's just not something that I would have put a lot of faith in, to be honest.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, would anyone have any additional questions?
It looks like there's been a couple of other people join the meeting, so
Yes.
John, and then go from there. And I apologize for people that are listening. I'm actually in BC.
Imagine probably the reception would be a lot better at the top of the ski lift versus the bottom, eh? Not sure.
I see to see where I was.
But if anyone has any questions, you can also post them in the public session chat, just located to the right of the Q&A period video. And if anyone's having any difficulties with their audio, there is a join audio option on the bottom left-hand corner. If you click that, you should be able to join the conversation. And for those that have recently joined, the conversation will be posted to the site as well. And Ross, I've just received a question from Karen Schmidt with Alberta Beef. She says, Ross, since most soil test recommendations are geared towards crop production, what adjustments have to be made if wanting to fertilize for hay production or pasture rejuvenation?
Well, what I would suggest is that we actually put together a fact sheet. There's actually two fact sheets we put together. One on fertilizing hay, or fertilizing grass for hay or pasture. It's on the Alberta Agriculture website. And I wrote that probably about 10 years ago. But at that time, I put together all of the fertilizer response curves that we had for the various soils in Alberta for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur. And so what I would suggest for beef producers, they're looking to optimize their NPK and S to go to that AgDex publication. I can't tell you the name of it. If you just type in on the Alberta Agriculture website, fertilizing grass for hay or pasture, that will give you the recommendations for all of Alberta. And if it's strictly for alfalfa, there's another fact sheet that I wrote just strictly on how to fertilize and manage alfalfa production. So that's what I would suggest going to the Alberta Agriculture website.
Karen, if you have any further questions or if anyone else has any questions, please post them in the public session chat.
If you have her email address, maybe send it to me, and then what I can do is I can send her links to the publications I was just talking about.
And if anyone has any questions, you can unmute your mic and join the conversation, or you can post your question in the session chat.
Like most of the people are leaving the chat room.
Yeah, I believe that is all the questions we have for you today, Ross. If there's any...
Sorry about that. There's communication thing. Sorry about that. But anyway, if there are any more questions come up, you can even have them just email you, and then you can forward them to me, and I could deal with them.
Sounds good. If anyone has any follow-up questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email at bcalder@warnercounty.ca. Yes. All right, everyone. Since there are no more questions, I'd like to end the Q&A session. But thanks very much for your time, everyone, and thank you very much, Ross, for presenting and for being at this Q&A session. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Talk again.
Thank you. Bye.